Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024, Bank of America and
here at WRMN. Beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. Hope you're feeling okay. I'm Marky B from the First Shift. Tomorrow we have another First Shift show, of course, from 6 to 10 tomorrow, featuring the mayor of Elgin. In the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow, Mayor Dave Captain joins me. Captain's Corner, his monthly show tomorrow morning at about 9:15. And before that, it's you and me, of course, catching up on news. First Shift 411, our First Shift staff meeting, of course, and more than likely trivia in the 8:50 segment tomorrow morning as well. All a part of the First Shift. We have fun. We're always on YouTube, and we're always trying to inform and have fun at the same time. It's 12:10. Tomorrow, the weather's going to be a lot different than it is today, so enjoy today here in the Fox River Valley. Fair skies and 75 degrees right now. Heading for a high of close to 80. And looks like we couldn't ask for a better day for the opening car cruise, American Legion tonight. Post 57, 820 North Liberty Street, Elgin, if you're looking for something to do. There's also one at South Elgin High School on Saturday morning from 9 until noon. To benefit the auto shop students over at South Elgin. So keep that in mind, you car cruise dudes. Tonight, American Legion 5 to 8. Beautiful night. Come on out Saturday morning, over at South Elgin High School. More First Shift 411 on the way here soon. 80 today. There is a chance of rain late tonight. Pretty good chance, 80% that we're going to get a few showers, maybe a thunderstorm late, as we drop down to 51 for your overnight low tonight. Showers likely, possibly a thunderstorm tomorrow. A much different day tomorrow. It's going to stay very cool and probably more cloudy and only reach about 59 degrees for your Thursday high. Rain at times. The chance of rain tomorrow is 60%. Partly cloudy and 44 tomorrow night. And then looking forward to Friday. Sunshine comes back a little more predominantly on Friday. Sunny with a high of 66. Saturday, a slight chance of a shower, about a 30% chance. Again, 66. Sunny otherwise on Saturday. And then sunshine on Sunday with a high of about 71. Overall, not a bad forecast, especially today. And currently we are sitting at 12:12 at 75 degrees here in the Fox River Valley. Checking some news this hour. Let's see what I have to take a look at. From the last 24 hours, we had a bad crash up north this morning, north of the Elgin area, I guess closer to the Wisconsin state line. 2 people dead, another gravely injured in a crash this morning involving an overturned dump truck. This was near Wakanda, according to authorities from the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Fairfield Road was closed, probably still is, between Chardon Road due to the crash, which happened about 8 o'clock this morning. And that's about all the information that the Daily Herald had available at the time that they put out this little blast. No other information about the crash was immediately available. Dump truck involved, at least 2 dead. And investigators are still investigating and trying to sort things out as to what went down. Near Wakanda this morning about 8 o'clock. And a follow-up story on the baby daddy bank robber in McHenry. I talked about him yesterday on the show. A McHenry father accused of leaving his 9-month-old son at home so he could go rob a bank this past week has been granted pretrial release. Imagine that. So, well, he didn't feel like the baby would help him in the bank robbery. In fact, it might drag him down a bit. So, leave him at home. He's only stealing the money so he can, feed the family. McHenry County Judge Michael Schmiel granted pretrial release to Peter A. Savo, 36 years old, during a hearing in McHenry County Circuit Court. As part of the conditions of the release from jail, Savo is not allowed to leave the state or possess a firearm or dangerous weapon. He also, oddly enough, cannot visit any Huntington Bank branches in the state of Illinois, according to the conditions of his pretrial release. So he's not allowed to go to the banks or any of the branches where he stole the money from. He will be placed under the direct supervision of the McHenry County Probation and Court Services Department and must comply rules set up by the Probation and Court Services Department, and has been ordered to allow any of their agents into his house without a search warrant at any time for purposes of verifying the defendant's compliance with the condition of his or her release. Savo, accused of entering a Huntington Bank, 5555 Bull Valley Road in McHenry, at about 10:45 on Monday morning, indicating to a cash teller at the bank that he had a gun. He stole, I guess the teller turned over $4,895 from the bank, and he fled the scene, Peter did. That'll feed the family for a minute. Only a minute with grocery prices like this, though. $4,895. He was arrested a short time later. While investigating the bank robbery, authorities learned that Savo had left his 9-month-old son at home alone while he held up the Huntington Bank. You'll be safe here. You'll understand later when Daddy has the money. Later in life. Officers responded to Savo's home to check on the baby. They took him into protective custody, and they notified the Illinois Department of Children and Family Services. The child was later released to the custody of his mother. Not sure if that's a good move or not, but that's what happened. Savo is next expected in court on May the 21st. He faces charges of child abandonment, aggravated robbery with a dangerous weapon, and a theft of an unauthorized theft or unauthorized control, whatever that means. That's the McHenry County baby daddy who left the kid at home and went to rob a bank. 12:17 here at WRMN on this first hour of Out to Lunch today, here on this Wednesday morning. Let's see. This individual was pimping his Porsche in Bartlett, but he still got the DUI. Well, I'm sure when you're driving a Porsche around in the middle of the night, you're going to catch a little bit of attention. And that's what happened here. A 31-year-old Bartlett man faces a felony DUI charge after police said he committed several traffic violations and resisted arrest early on Sunday. Bartlett police say the officer stopped a 2014 Porsche Cayenne about 1:15 in the morning. Early Sunday, after observing the driver disobeying a traffic light, speeding, and improperly using lanes while traveling northbound on South Main Street in Bartlett. The driver's name, Gino Uzanov, charged with the Class 4 felony of aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol, the Class A misdemeanors of driving under the influence, driving on a suspended license, and resisting a peace officer, too. Gino wasn't too thrilled about being pulled over. He was also cited for improper lane use, speeding and disobeying a traffic control device as well. Those charges more than likely will be dropped. They got him for the charge they were trying to get him for. He was pimping the Porsche past 1 a.m. and breaking a bunch of laws at the same time in Bartlett. And one more story for you right now, and then we'll take a quick break, come back with a little First Shift 411, and then be joined by our guests and as a part of the second half hour of Hour 1 of Out to Lunch today. Apparently we have the accused persistence of teenage pervs over the years here in the state of Illinois. Rampant sexual abuse occurred unchecked for decades at Illinois juvenile detention centers. A new lawsuit has been filed on behalf of 95 former detainees, alleging and citing hundreds of incidents over more than 2 decades. The plaintiffs were boys between 12 and 17 years old when the alleged abuse occurred, and they are now adults. The alleged perpetrators were both men and women working in the facilities during these years. Though the allegations outlined in the suit filed in the Illinois Court of Claims on Monday only run through 2017, the filing claims that sexual abuse of children at Illinois juvenile detention facilities continues to this day. A spokesman for IDJJ said the agency is unable to comment on active litigation, but takes seriously the safety of youth in the care of the department. IDJJ spokesperson Dominique Newman said in a statement that all staff within the facilities undergo background checks and training, and that the agency has enacted policies and protocols to identify any possible instances of abuse and misconduct. The New York City-based, so let me read this again. The New York City-based personal injury firm behind the case has also filed similar suits recently in New York, New Jersey, and Maryland. So they're going after everyone. Monday's lawsuit cites a 2013 report by the U.S. Department of Justice surveying detainees about sexual assault in juvenile detention centers nationwide. That report found that Illinois had the 4th highest percentage of detainees within IDJJ, 13.7%, that were reporting one or more incidents of staff sexual misconduct during the previous year. So this was back in 2013. This lawsuit's being filed now. We'll see what kind of legs it has. The complaint pointed out that the figure was roughly 35% higher than the national average in the state of Illinois. Sexual abuse was particularly egregious in the Joliet Detention Center, according to the report. The facility, which closed back in 2013, consistently ranked among the facilities with the most sexual abuse. Many of the incidents alleged in the lawsuit took place in the Joliet facility. Though abuse allegedly occurred in all 9 of the centers that were open during the timeline outlined in the lawsuit. 5 of these facilities remain open in Chicago. St. Charles, Warrenville, Harrisburg, and Grafton, Illinois. In 2020, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced a plan to overhaul the agency, eventually planning to close the state's large juvenile detention centers. So far, all 5 facilities remain open. And that one facility in St. Charles is right off of Randall Road, right? Drive by that every once in a while. Well, this lawsuit's dipping back a few years, and it's taking into account the opinions of 95 former detainees. So we'll see if it has any legs, and whether there's some sort of a settlement that gets reached in the future. Be interesting to see how all this pans out. 12:23 already here at WRMN. All right, you know what? Let me just go ahead and carry it a couple of more minutes here, and then I'll take a break and go grab my guests. I'm sure they're probably over in the green room. Hey, I have a phone call, 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. The phone lines are always open on this show. We're also on YouTube. And you are welcome to say hello or say something on YouTube if you'd like to. WRMN Radio on YouTube. I'll keep the chat room open for the rest of the hour. Our friend Steve Thoren called earlier this morning. He'll have the Senior Community Spotlight for you Friday morning at 9:30, and he'll have Music Memories, 75 years of music history, celebrating 75 years of WRMN at noon on Friday. He was calling about the train, the steam engine coming through Elgin, which is coming through tomorrow morning. We'll get an update from Steve right now. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Mark. Well, I was unable to hear the last 10 minutes of your show today, and I had left you a message. I texted you and Larry. I never heard back, so I just wanted to make sure you got that message.
I did, and we had a couple of other callers send me information that the train is actually tomorrow morning and wasn't today.
I don't know how I said it wrong. I apologize. I thought for sure I said tomorrow morning.
You know, when you first came on yesterday morning, I think you said Thursday morning, but then we continued to talk, and then I think somehow or another at the end of the interview, I was confirming with you that it was tomorrow morning, and this was yesterday, and you said yes. So I think there was a little confusion there. When I think all along you meant that it was Thursday.
I did.
Yeah.
I so apologize. So it's a very unique steam engine that's been restored. It's an original built in 1930, and it's celebrating the historic connection of single rail track from Canada to the U.S. to Mexico, and they're calling it the Final Spike Tour, and it's going kind of all different legs all across the U.S. So tomorrow is when it goes through town. It's actually viewable today, parked stationary from 3 this afternoon till 8 tonight in Franklin Park, Illinois. But tomorrow morning is when it will be on the Metra tracks coming through Elgin. And
it'll be between 8:30 and 9?
Yes.
Okay, between 8:30 and 9 tomorrow morning. So if you're wanting to see that, come on downtown tomorrow morning and check it out. Thanks for the correction and for reminding us about tomorrow.
Okay, buddy.
All right, Steve, have a great day.
All right, I will. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep, sounds good.
Or I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow, but I'll certainly see you Friday.
Yeah, all right, sounds good, buddy. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Steve Thoren checking in with the information about the train tomorrow morning at 8:30, between 8:30 and 9. If you want to see it, looks like something that's interesting and make some good pictures. Come on downtown Elgin tomorrow morning, and I suppose you can go over down by National Street, see the train there. It'll make its way to downtown here at Chicago Street and keep on going up the track. So wherever you decide you want to view it from, tomorrow morning, 8:30 until 9. So thanks for that information, Steve. It's 12:27 here at WRMN. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get back to First Shift 411 once we have the fellas in here, and we might, but at the very end of the hour. So let me just touch on a couple of things real quick. It was nice to have Mayor Mike Reed from Hampshire in earlier this week. I want to remind those of you who might have some interest in this that live in Hampshire that the Village of Hampshire is hosting an open house. This is tomorrow from 4 to 7 over at the Village of Hampshire Utilities Facility at 350 Mill Avenue, sharing information with Hampshire residents and businesses about a needed water and sewer rate and capital improvement fee increase that will be charged beginning on the July 1st utility bills. So if you have any interest in this, you want to stop by, ask questions, express your unhappiness, or at least get an explanation as to why this is being done, you can. This is tomorrow afternoon. If you live in Hampshire, anyone's invited, but if you don't live in Hampshire, I'm not sure why you'd want to go. But it's 4 until 7 at the Village of Hampshire Utilities Facility on 350 Mill Avenue tomorrow. If you would like some more information, you can go to hampshireil.org/utility-master-plan. That's hampshireil.org/utility-master-plan. That's tomorrow afternoon. Nice to have Mike Reed listening in this morning to the show on YouTube. Maybe he'll become a regular, and maybe we can start to become the radio station for Hampshire and some of the other suburbs of Elgin, as I call them. We have a little time for some of this other first shift 411. None of it's really that immediate, so I'll save it. But the Elgin announced yesterday, or at least reminded people with a release, that there will be the 32nd annual Firefighter Memorial Service a week from Saturday. This is the 18th at 10 a.m. over at the Illinois Firefighter Memorial Plaza in the George Vandevoort Firefighter Memorial Park at 533 St. Charles Street. 32nd service. Departments including Elgin and approximately 20 surrounding communities will gather to honor and remember Illinois firefighters who lost their lives in the line of duty over the past year, as well as any active duty or retired members of participating departments who have passed away off duty over the past year. So in the next week, I'm sure I'll try to have Rob Sagan in here, hopefully sooner than later, the fire chief, City of Elgin, and we can promote this more here on Out to Lunch and on the first shift. And that's a week from Saturday. Public Works is also having a big event here in Elgin a week from Saturday. So lots of first shift 411 that I'll pass along next chance I get, maybe even at the end of this hour. We'll see. But we're going to talk about the Tribute Towers Memorial, honoring fallen heroes at the Bluff City Cemetery. And that is coming up on Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be a big weekend for memorial events here in the Elgin area. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. One last phone call now before we take this quick break. Good afternoon. Welcome to Out to Lunch.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, good. How about you?
Okay, I just had a question. I've been getting some emails from WBIG 1280. I live out in Woodridge, and I know you're kind of affiliated with them. They're telling me that they're restarting this Saturday. Do you know anything about that to give me some update on that? Or
No, I don't, because we actually are not affiliated with WBIG anymore. So we had been for a long time, but we've separated as radio stations, so you might have to try to reach out to them, independently to find.
You guys weren't affiliated anymore.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right, check.
Okay, thanks anyhow.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye. All right, 12:31. We got guests coming in just a moment. Let's take this break. Come back with more of Out to Lunch on WRMN.
Taqueria Las Cumbres, Crystal Lake's authentic Mexican restaurant on Grant Street, is open for carryout. For over 15 years, Taqueria Las Cumbres has been serving up all of your favorite Mexican dishes and doing it better than the rest. Recently voted the best in McHenry County. Stop in and carry out the authentic taste of Mexico and see for yourself. Support local for lunch and dinner today and place an order from Taqueria Las Cumbres. Call 815-455-8200 for Taqueria Las Cumbres of downtown Crystal Lake.
Beef Villa is a family-owned restaurant that has been in business for over 50 years. With homemade recipes made with quality ingredients, Beef Villa's great service and quality is served hot and fast. For the menu, catering locations, or for an application to join the Beef Villa team, visit beefvilla.com. Saturdays mean cruise nights, weather permitting, on Spring Street in South Elgin. Visit beefvilla.com.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
Hailing from Tanzania, you'll be thrilled to see the Zuzu African acrobats celebrate the 2,000-year-old Bantu culture of East Africa. The Zuzu acrobats have performed on America's Got Talent, and you can see their incredible acrobatics and energizing African drumming, singing, and dancing this Saturday at 4 at the Egyptian Theater in DeKalb. Each performance has incredible gravity-defying stunts while displaying the grace, beauty, and strength of the African culture. Visit EgyptianTheater.org.
Go out for Chinese tonight at the China House, 1900 Sycamore Road in DeKalb. Enjoy a platter for two, which includes Shanghai shrimp rolls, beef teriyaki, crab rangoon, spare ribs, as well as chicken wings and shrimp. The China House also offers all Chinese favorites, as well as sushi and hibachi, plus American food and ice cream. Try seafood, beef, chicken, sushi, and more from their most popular buffet items. Let China House tempt your taste buds. Call 815-748-0032.
Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. Twin Zeros Restaurant in Harwood Heights not only serves traditional gyros, but also has chicken gyro sandwiches. Twin Zeros also serves a variety of sandwiches ranging from cheeseburgers and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Italian beef, Italian sausage, and combo sandwiches. To ethnic favorites such as Slovakia and Grecian chicken. Slovakia is shish kebabs, specifically chicken or pork shish kebabs, grilled to perfection, served on a warm pita with tomatoes, onions, and our homemade tzatziki sauce. You can also enjoy barbecue ribs served every day. Twins is open 7 days a week and also delivers locally. Located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's twinzeros.com.
Show. It's 12:35, out to lunch, hour one here at WRMN. And beautiful day here in downtown Elgin. We're 75 at the beginning of the hour, heading for a high of like 80 today, so much different tomorrow. We're not going to escape the 50s and have some rain in tomorrow's forecast, so enjoy today. Get out and come to the American Legion Car Cruise. How about that for a segue into our next segment? Well, we're going to talk about a few things. Mark Smith, Commander, American Legion, Elgin Post 57, is here with us, and so is Elgin City Councilman Anthony Ortiz to talk about a couple different things. Commander Smith, how you doing?
Hey, how are you? Great to be here.
Let's see if we can get you going there. You didn't sound...
Got me on now?
Yeah.
Excellent.
A little bit better now.
Yeah, thanks for having me. What a beautiful day outside. Somebody must have been looking out for us, because I think earlier in the weekend, I was thinking, man, we're gonna get rained out, but it's looking great.
There was a chance. I know I was reading about chances of afternoon rain and then rain later on in the night. I guess there's still a chance of rain late tonight, but the car cruise will be over by then, and it looks like we're going to fly into a good one. You should have a nice turnout for the first one this year, maybe the nicest weather we'll have.
Yeah, we're hoping. Everybody's getting ready. We're getting prepped up. Hot dogs are bought. Bratwursts are bought, so everybody can come out from 5 to 8 p.m. We're at the 820 North Liberty. It's a great, just wholesome family event, whether you have a car or not. If you're just an enthusiast, want to come out and look, we got some music out there. Like I said, cars, they bring in a little bit of everything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles. Last year we had an Elgin lowrider group roll up in there.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat, just to see, what they put into their cars. And, we'll be there between 5 and 8. We do 50-50 out there raffle, and then we also have door prizes that usually get something from the local car places that donate stuff that we give away.
Yeah. So
no cost, and everybody's welcome.
The food always changes at the American Legion. So tonight for the car cruises, what is it, like hot dogs and brats and stuff?
Hot dogs and brats, and they'll have some nachos out there as well. And then you can get a combo, I think, with either of those, and then with soft drinks, and then adult beverages available inside at the bar. Yeah. Cool.
Well, that's great. And then you just brought in this other flyer about Mother's Day breakfast at American Legion, and Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday morning, right?
Yes.
This Sunday.
Yes.
So it's a 9 to 11:30, $13 for adults, $6 for kids 5 to 10, children 4 and younger eat free, and lots of choices of sides to go along with it, right?
Yeah, right. A little variety, and I think the bar is going to make a couple drinks for the moms who have, I think, a Bahama Mama available. And,
yeah.
I don't know what the other drink was they're having on there, but a couple specials. But if you don't want to cook, you want to take mom out for something, come on out. It'll be great.
Yeah, so Sunday morning from 9 until 11:30 over at the American Legion for that. So we'll talk more about that over the next couple of days. Well, you've been talking to me a lot. Let's welcome City Councilman Anthony Ortiz, who's sitting over here. How you doing?
Pretty good, Mark. Pretty good. Thanks for the invite so we get some of the word out about some things coming up.
Yeah, this is something that Commander Smith's been letting me know about for a while now. Tribute Towers Memorial honoring fallen heroes at the Bluff City Cemetery coming up Memorial Day weekend. We talked a lot about the Wall That Heals going on over off Randall Road at the Randall Oaks Park the same weekend. So there's really two big events coming up that weekend, memorials of sorts. Do you want to give us a little background about what's going to be happening at the Bluff City Cemetery?
Yes. So I seen this about probably 2 years ago over at Arlington Heights. The Knights of Columbus hosted it out there. And I went out there to check it out to see, because I've never seen a post-9/11 memorial yet, because my generation's so new and we're so young that there's not that many memorials out there that enshrine and honor the veterans that were KIA during combat or committed suicide or accidents during training. So I went out there to check it out. And as I was walking through the memorial, I'm like, this is really cool. Like, I really appreciate stuff like this, because there's 25 people that are in there that I know personally that passed away or killed during combat.
Wow.
And then there's also one Elgin native in there, is Corporal Alex Martinez. He's also, his family also got his picture and his story inside this memorial. So when I got elected, I went to the city manager's office. I asked him, like, I seen this, how could we bring it to Elgin? I don't know. Like, so we went to Amanda Harris, and she did all the work, her and her team. So did an awesome job. This has been going on since October is when I reached out to Commander Smith, and I'm like, hey man, I want to do this during Memorial Day, but I also know that your organization does something, so how can we collaborate to get both of them done? And then they were more than welcome to let us include this into the Bluff City Cemetery events.
So this memorial is just going to be ongoing throughout the weekend. It starts on Saturday and goes all the way through the Bluff City Cemetery event on Monday morning on Memorial Day, is that right?
Correct. So the truck comes in Friday morning, so we're going to have some volunteers out there help setting up the towers, getting them filled with water, because the bases need water to stay upright. And then it comes down Tuesday morning after all the events. And then the hours of operations when the cemetery is open, pretty much dusk till dawn, which is 7 to 7, I think, is the hours. So anytime between then, come and check out all the awesome people that gave the ultimate sacrifice for the country.
Sure. So that's 7 to 7 when the cemetery is open. And the cemetery itself, if you're new to Elgin or you're listening from somewhere outside the city, not too familiar with the Bluff City Cemetery, it's at 945 Bluff City Boulevard in Elgin. And this display serving as a reminder for the ultimate sacrifice made by those who died from gunshot wounds suffered, or from wounds, period, suffered in Iraq and Afghanistan. So, and this also all falls in line with what's going to happen on Monday morning on Memorial Day itself. And Commander, I know you're with the Elgin Patriotic Memorial Association, and you're putting all of that together again this year too.
Yes.
How's it coming?
It's going well. So, and like Anthony said, that we pitched this idea to the Memorial Association back in October, I think, and everybody was 100% on board to be able to bring in the other tribute to the fallen. And just I think how fortunate are we just in the Fox River Valley to have these two national memorials in the area at the same time in the same year, because you have to apply to get these things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great, and I think they're going to complement each other, and I hope veterans from both eras will go take a peek at each other's, and look at it. But it's going to be awesome. And then as far as Elgin Patriotic Memorial, of course, we have 4 events on Memorial Day, and it starts off at 8:30. We start off at Mount Hope Cemetery with a color guard, and some of the American Legion riders help out with the color guard out there. And then at 9 o'clock, we move over to Lakewood Cemetery, where we do a service over there and a small speech over there for the folks out there at Lakewood. And then down, little time change this year. We used to start at 9:30, 9:40. This year we're going to start at Veterans Memorial Park over here at the river. So that'll be a service there. And then at 11 o'clock is the biggest service that we have at Bluff City Cemetery. So looking forward to that as well. It's going to be a great one. All the planning has been going on with that. City's doing great. Rick Ellis out at Bluff City Cemetery is doing great. We got Northwest Baptist Academy Band will be at Bluff City Cemetery, giving music out there. We got the Master Chorale will be singing down at the river at the Veterans Memorial Park as they normally do. So doing great. The Senior Vice Commander, Jill Smith, she's going to be the guest speaker at Bluff City this year. So, people liked the job she did at Veterans Day, I think. So
very good, yeah.
Kind of nominated her for this one. And then our own Jerry Turnquist is going to be the MC at Bluff City this year. Again.
Oh, good.
Of course, past president of the Patriotic Memorial Association for a long time. So, yeah, he's accepted. And, he's going to be doing the MC job out there. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'll be great, and we look forward to hopefully carrying it on the air again this year.
Absolutely, that's going to be a plus. And then if anybody wants more information, they can go to elginmemorialday.org. That's the website for the Patriotic Memorial Association. I haven't linked it in yet, but I'm going to get the Remembering Our Fallen linked onto this page as well.
So what branch of service did you serve in, and when did you serve?
I was Army. I served from 1987 to 2009.
Wow.
So I was one of those guys that was always like, I'm getting out, and then, 20-something years later, I finally retired. I didn't know what else to do with my life. But yeah, no, it was a good career for me, and I've, been able to transition what I did in the Army. I was a K-9 handler in the Army, and now I work for Homeland Security and TSA, managing their bomb dog program, so it was a nice transition right over. A couple years as an Elgin police officer before I went to the federal side.
Yeah, and City Councilman Ortiz, you what was your branch of service again? And you're a Purple Heart recipient, right?
Yes. So I was in from 2009 to 2013.
Yeah.
And I was in the Marines.
In the Marines. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So I always joke with my Army friends that the Marines were the best ones, but
yeah,
there's got to be a little banter going on there. if there isn't, something's wrong.
I know the Army Navy guys are always going back and forth all the time.
We love the Navy.
So the Tribute Towers Memorial, does it travels around throughout the course of the year, just like the Wall at Heels does?
Correct.
Wow.
So they actually have. I found out they have two. So they split the country in half of the Mississippi. So they have an East Coast one that travels the East Coast, and then one that travels the West Coast half. So I'm assuming we're getting the East Coast. And
I think if you go and read about this thing, the Remembering Our Fallen, I think what's going to be most impactful for me is like it provides pictures. Like families are eligible or able to submit their fallen family member, and then also submit a picture and a little story and background about what happened with them. So I think that'll be pretty powerful. I think it's 30-something towers.
Yeah, I think it's around 30.
34, I think I saw. Yeah,
covers like 300 feet of land.
Yeah. When I seen it, how Commander Smith said, the most impactful thing is I know their names, but a lot of other people don't know their names. So a face associated with the name is a good memorial, because then they'll see the person's face, and then they'll see their name, and then what they did, and it's more of a remembering it, because you need 3 points of. You read something 3 times, see something 3 times, it's easier to remember who that person was or what they did, or it jogs your memory later down, like, oh, I seen that guy somewhere, and then that's where you've seen him at.
It's 34 tribute towers adorned with military and personal photos of over 5,000 fallen heroes laid down their lives from September 11, 2001 to August 30th of 2021. Originally unveiled at the national stage of the Lincoln Memorial, Washington, D.C. in 2017, this display serves as a reminder of the selfless dedication of those who wore the uniform of the nation. So it's interesting, though, that with both the Wall at Heels and this, that both tour around, that both exhibits would be in town at the same time on Memorial Day weekend. I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that Dundee Township was able to get that organized, and so were we, the same weekend, so we can co-collaborate and get some cross-generations of visiting each other's.
Of course, in the Legion, we're sharing it with, posts, in the entire Fox River Valley, in the 11th District, the 2nd Division, which is everything north of I-80, saying, hey, we got these 2 awesome memorials. Come on, get up here and and visit us and see them.
No, Elgin's going to have a lot of, that's just amazing. You're going to have this city's going to have a lot of people coming in from other places that weekend, just because this is going to be like the prime spot to pay tribute to fallen soldiers of the past, right? With 2 different exhibits. That's just amazing that it's both happening on Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. Well, it's 12:48. We're visited by Mark Smith and Anthony Ortiz. We're talking about a couple things going on Memorial Day weekend. Bluff City Cemetery is having the Tribute Towers Memorial honoring the fallen heroes. And I don't know, can you speak, Anthony Ortiz, about the importance of remembering and honoring the sacrifices of service members? Having been one yourself, one who was injured while fighting for our country, what does that mean to you?
I think that, well, my personal belief is if somebody signs the contract and does their either 4 years or 20 years like Commander Smith did, and something happens to them and they get injured or they die, that they were giving their life to, or their limb or something to the country just to protect it. So with us having memorials like this or honorary street names for like Corporal Alex Martinez,
yeah,
the family realizes the city government, the federal government, or the county government isn't forgetting about that service member that signed the contract and then went to combat or came back, had PTSD, and committed suicide. That we're never going to forget the sacrifices they did to defend the country, or whatever they had to do in training and got injured, that they're never going to be forgotten. So that's why when I helped petition the city to get Alex's name over by his mom's house, is something that I wanted the city to know and the family to know that we're never going to forget what Alex did for the country when he was killed in action in Afghanistan in 2012. That the city's never going to forget that. Now when their neighbors drive up and down Melrose, they see his name up and they go and Google, like, who's this guy? And
yeah,
the city will never forget, and the neighborhood is never going to forget who that guy was.
Right. We've talked for a long time about how Vietnam veterans and veterans that have fought so hard and sacrificed their life for our country were never appreciated enough. And fortunately, I think with all the efforts that are being made now, hopefully some of the younger generations, kids growing up now, are getting some education about the importance of serving your country and honoring those who have, because a lot of times when you grow up, you don't think about things like that, right? So it's nice to give kids a chance to come see exhibits like these, and maybe they can understand a little bit more about what it really means.
Sure, and I think, and just go along with that too, just the improvements we made with medical, care and that sort of things. I mean, things we didn't understand, say World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam coming up, whether it was the, whether we called it shell shock or whether they called it, the 500-yard stare, that was all probably PTSD related back in those days, and they didn't really know how to diagnose that, how to treat that, those sort of things. I think we've really come a long way with the VA medical care too, that's available to all veterans, and with the PACT Act that was recent, that's the most recent one that really provides a wide breadth of availability of care to a number of veterans. And I know the VA and the Legion and VFW is really encouraging all those that are eligible to get your PACT Act applications put in so you can get that care.
Yeah, and going with that, when I went to go talk to Commander Smith's organization for the Memorial Day, I mentioned that I'm also working with the City Hall and the Parks and Recs Department to bring My Healthy Minds, My Healthy Bodies to Elgin. Dundee Township currently has that program, and I asked for a follow-up on Friday about it, and it's been in place already for the city, so I'm gonna announce it at the City Council meeting today, so you guys get a little heads up on it. But so far we've had, I think, 2 veterans apply for it already and signed up for it. So going to like the disabilities, like it's programs that help a veteran either get back in shape or find a new hobby so they stay active and stay healthy.
I'm actually a part of the one through Dundee Township, so I was super excited to hear about this, that it's coming to Elgin. So monthly, I just got out of like a 16-week guitar class.
Yeah.
I can actually play Happy Birthday.
Wow, yeah.
But, they do other things, like the next month they're doing a hike, and it brings veterans and their families together. They do archery. They might be mini golfing one month, but they do something each month.
Yeah.
It might be yoga, and then just brings these disabled veterans together and allows them, healthy minds, healthy bodies.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see it come to Elgin, and it's going to open up a whole new door of opportunities for a lot of veterans around the city and around this area.
Yep. So we're working on some veteran projects, but this is slowly getting rolled out.
Yeah, well, because a lot of veterans, as they isolate themselves when they get older, and they don't get out too much, and so it's nice to try to get them involved and get them back active again, and keep the mind and the body active, and that's what that program's all about, right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's 12:53 here at WRMN. Thanks for listening to the show. If you have any comments or questions, you're welcome to call 847-931-1410. When you were growing up, Anthony, were you planning all along to get into the military, or how did you end up doing that and deciding to do that? And now that you've gotten out, how do you feel like the military has helped you with where you've gotten to be now as a city councilman?
No. So we have recruiters coming into Larkin. I went to Larkin High School.
Yeah.
And they would always try to recruit students as juniors and seniors to join the DEP program. And I never wanted to do it. And then I was working at Sears Auto Center before they closed. And that's when a recruiter was walking around the Spring Hill Mall, and I talked to him a little bit. And then that's what, I don't know, it just changed my mind. And I never thought about the college benefits. I never thought about VA benefits, any of that. When I joined, I really just wanted to go to Afghanistan. Well, at that time, I wanted to go to Iraq because that was still the hot topic. But as I was going through boot camp and then through infantry school, everything shifted to Afghanistan. And I say I'm lucky enough to be able to go there and get those experiences, because those experiences, one, helped humble me, because I was a hot-headed teenager thinking I knew everything. So it humbled me a lot.
As many do.
Yeah. And then it also taught me leadership. I took traits from every staff sergeant and first sergeant, people that were above me, took traits I didn't like about the leadership styles and traits I did like, and I put all that together to help me run for office. And then now what I do now as a city councilman, and then what I do during my day job too, is I use all that leadership knowledge and how to approach people and get things done and collaborate with people.
Yeah. Well, this is great. So we look forward to Memorial Day weekend, and again, it's elginmemorialday.org. Right, Commander Smith, to find out more about all the different events going on.
Yes.
Memorial Day weekend, and make sure you take some time. You can go to both. I mean, the Wall That Heals, I believe, starts on Friday, but you can check that out 24 hours a day.
Right.
It's going to be open 24 hours a day from the time it starts all the way through Memorial Day. The hours are a little bit limited, a little more limited, but still pretty wide open for the tribute over at the Bluff City Cemetery. So if you're going to be around town that weekend, there's just so much to learn and so much to take the kids to, right? Because it's a great educational opportunity for young kids that they wouldn't get in school.
Absolutely. And another great group that we have helping us Memorial Day weekend too is the Fox Valley Young Marines. They're a nice group here in the area, and they actually make their home at the Post 57 now. They do their drills there, and they're going to be, we'll have the two kids reading Logan's Orders and the Gettysburg Address from the Fox Valley Young Marines as well this year.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Cool. So it's 11 a.m. is the actual Bluff City Cemetery ceremony on Memorial Day morning, and then all Saturday through Monday is the event over at the tribute over at the cemetery that we've been talking about. Anything else that we're lacking here, Anthony Ortiz, that you'd like to let the public know about while you're still with us today?
No, that's it. I appreciate the time and getting the word out about all the events going on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. 34 tribute towers adorned with military and personal photos of over 5,000 fallen heroes. And the city of Elgin really needs to pump this, don't they, Commander Smith?
Great,
because we got to get the word out.
Yeah, I think I've seen some Facebook events coming out from the city, which is great, which is an awesome thing. We'll try to link it to, again, the elginmemorialday.org website as well. Yeah. And keep an eye on that. There's also a Elgin Memorial Day Facebook page, and we're going to put some info out about anybody who wants to volunteer to help put flags in for the Bluff City flags.
Oh, so you're still looking for a lot of volunteers for that, right?
In May, about a week prior to the event.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys. And tonight, American Legion, 5 o'clock. Bring your classic car and come on, enjoy. Bring your lawn chairs and hang out for a while with some good people and on the perfect weather day.
Weather's looking great.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, fellas. Thanks. Good to see you again, City Councilman Ortiz.
You too, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It's 12:58. That's going to wrap up this hour of Out to Lunch. Coming up in the next hour, Sonar takes over, and we'll continue to go until 2 o'clock, so keep it right here. Enjoy the sunshine-filled day. I'll be back at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning with the first shift right here at WRMN. Thanks for listening. Renata's Old Salem Cafe is now Renata's German Restaurant, with old family recipes for delicious Bavarian dinners. Renata's is also known for breakfast and lunch. Renata's German Restaurant has fresh baked German pastries. For a hearty breakfast, try Renata's for pancakes, skillets, and more. They've also set the standard for catering excellence. Try Renata's German Restaurant off Irving Park, west of Wise Road in Hanover Park. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
American Legion Post 57 in Elgin, Illinois presents Legion Cruise Nights. Wednesdays, May 8th, June 12th, July 10th, August 14th, and September 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. Come out and enjoy a great evening of cars, food, and music. Motorcycles, cars, trucks, military vehicles are all welcome. 50-50 raffles, door prizes, the event being sponsored by the American Legion Riders Post 57, 820 North Liberty Street in Elgin, Illinois.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Sky Rizzy. Explore proven results with Sky Rizzy. Cook County's Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security is inviting local residents to attend crucial planning sessions. These gatherings are aimed at updating the 2024 Cook County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan. Participants will help identify and propose solutions for natural disasters that could affect the region. In Harvard, Illinois, a recent court decision has kept 36-year-old Tyron D. James of Elgin in custody after a weekend shooting incident. According to Harvard police, Jones allegedly shot a 39-year-old man in the foot and attempted to escape, but was quickly apprehended by authorities. The Kane County Health Department is celebrating National Nurses Week with the theme Nurses Make the Difference from May 6th to May 12th. This week spotlights the pivotal role of nurses in community health, especially during challenging times. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America and
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 in Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry-out, or dine-in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
The weather is getting better, and we know it's the time when ladders and DIYers come out. Before you start any new outdoor projects, ComEd wants you to know that electricity can jump from a power line to you and the tools you're using. So maintain a safe distance from any power lines. You can also call ComEd at 1-800-EDISON-1 to have those power lines de-energized the next time you do any type of work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Michael Busch leads off the bottom of the ninth inning. Here's the pitch. A swing and a drive. Deep right center. It's got a chance. Cubs win the ball game.
The call on Cubs radio in Tuesday's 3-2 win at Wrigley over the Padres. Michael Busch led off the ninth with a game-winning homer. Cody Bellinger went deep in his return from broken ribs. Bellinger had 3 hits after missing 2 weeks. He gave the Cubs a 1-0 lead when he connected leading off the fourth against Randy Vasquez. Shota Imanaga gave up 2 runs and 7 hits with 8 strikeouts and a walk. Tampa beat the White Sox 5-1 on Tuesday. Zach Eflin gave up 1 run and 6 hits over 7 innings, helping the Rays win their 5th straight. Eflin lost the shutout when Paul DeJong homered with 2 outs in the 7th. Mike Soroka gave up 4 runs, 3 hits, and 4 walks over 5 innings. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
This report is sponsored by Amazon. Amazon is bringing back Amazon Pet Day on Tuesday, May 7th and Wednesday, May 8th in celebration of National Pet Month. Amazon Pet Day will offer 48 hours of deals across pets, home, electronics, and more. With thousands of products on deal, there's something for every pet companion, from food and treats to toys and clothing to habitats, electronics, cleaners, and more. Amazon will be bringing back customer favorite deals from Purina, Furbo, PetKit, and PetSafe, and offering savings from top brands like Frontline, Merrick, and Blue Buffalo, as well as small businesses like Bundle and Joy and Hopscotch Bun. Everyone can enjoy savings on Amazon Pet Day, whether customers are new or pro pet parents. Prime members can also get more everyday savings on pet essentials year-round and save money with exclusive deals, free delivery, buy with Prime, prescription savings, and quality entertainment. To shop for furry friends and scaly critters, mark your calendars for Amazon Pet Day on May 7th and May.
The Elgin Police Department is partnering with the Illinois Department of Transportation, the Illinois State Police, and more than 200 local law enforcement agencies to step up enforcement efforts across the state in recognition of Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Throughout April, motorists can expect increased patrols looking for texting and driving as well as other traffic violations. Between 2012 and 2021, approximately 32,000 lives were lost in crashes involving distracted drivers. Everyone has the potential for distracted driving crashes, but those between the ages of 16 and 24 are especially at risk. If you need to text, pull over to a safe location. Or if you have a passenger, consider appointing a designated texter. Whatever the solution, don't text and drive. In Illinois, using your phone in anything other than a hands-free mode is not only dangerous, but it's also illegal. The Illinois Distracted Driving Campaign is funded with federal traffic safety funds administered by IDOT.
Welcome to Out to Lunch with WRMN. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be taking you through the next hour of Out to Lunch as I bring my microphone down a little bit and some of this face-melting music right off the bat here. We're working on some bumps. We're working on some branding, so sometimes you get some randomness that happens. But Out to Lunch is kind of random at usual times. We try to be an all-encompassing conversation. If you've got something that you want to talk about, go ahead and give me a call, 847-931-1410. If you got something on your mind, if you want to talk about the severe weather, if you want to talk about the trials and tribulations of the world right now, anything that you want to talk about, we can have a conversation over. I've got a few things that I'd like to talk about this afternoon, part of the show today. But by all means, if you've got something that's more pressing, go ahead and jump in, 847-931-1410. Don't forget, we are the talk of the town, the voice of the valley, but we're also the home of radio shopping. If you're looking at the radio shopping deals as they come, you can find those daily deals at WRMN1410.com. Check out our brand new website where you can click right on the button to go directly to the YouTube live stream. Oh, if you didn't know, we've got a YouTube live stream going on as well. You can jump in. Kim Doyle's already there saying, hi, Sonar. Hi back at you, Kim Doyle. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the conversation. If you've got something you want to talk about, Kim, go ahead and drop it in the chat over there. But like I was saying, at WRMN1410.com, we have a brand new website. You can check out some of our fantastic sponsors and even the lineup as it goes for us here. For the first shift, you see some pictures of us actually doing some things. Our great friend Matt McNeil, we've got a great picture of him up there. You can also check out the WRMN hosts and staff over there. Don't worry, all of the people who are radio shopping fanatics, there's a button also on the homepage that'll take you right to the radio shopping side. You can see everything that we have to offer, all of the great certificates that are there, like the Mockingbird Bar and Garden, $20 dining certificate that you can get for $12. Don't forget to sign up for your key tag and for your account as it goes from there. Let's go into the daily deals just a little bit as we come in here. What's in a hump? Shop WRMN today and choose your gift. Don't worry, Double Bingo is out there too. We're trying to get people to win this $225 jackpot. That's right. Game day is May 31st. You can also get the mystery match pack, receive what you spent in certificate value, etc. Spend $30, get $30 in a mystery match pack. That's happening today on the air. So you can call in at 847-931-1410 to have a conversation with me. Or if you want to do some of that radio shopping stuff, go ahead and go into the Redemption Center or give the Redemption Center a call. Matt McNeil is standing by at 847-741-7700. Again, visit the Redemption Center at 16 Douglas, 847-741-7700. Talk to Matt. Matt's got all the deals. He's got the great show that happens at 3 o'clock. The Drive Time Deals with the Matt McNeil, and that is a phenomenal show as well. If you're looking at listening to what all great things are happening around the area, Matt is there to make sure that you do not miss a beat. Hello, sir. How are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. That's right. Studio 14 is right on the Studio Douglas. Oh, hi, Mike. It's good to see you. Mike came in to do it, to visit the Redemption Center out there. Come and see us. We're right here on Douglas Street here in Elgin. We are soon to have an open green room that you can come and visit anytime. So we were talking about the different events and things that happen in the area. The Boomers, Schaumburg Boomers are in the area, of course. And if you're looking for a $1 hot dog night, you can best bet that that is coming up on the 14th. You go to the Boomers, check out that $1 hot dog night. Lots of things happening at the Boomers. Stay tuned to WRMN to find all of the different things that are happening. Of course, the first one, May 13th, post-game fireworks at the home opener. But I'm more excited about the hot dogs. I'm sorry. I'm just more excited about that. State Farm Anthony DeGrotto Agency helped out with that giveaway for it. And there are going to be fireworks again on the 24th. So if you're looking for a place to take some fireworks, also get a hot dog, go see a great game over at the Schaumburg Boomers. That's a Frontier League professional baseball league. All of the different schedules can also be picked up if you come into the Redemption Center. You can see the schedule. You can get one of these little pocket schedules that are here. It's not too big. It does go out a little bit as it goes, but it tells you all of the different games and all of the different events that are happening in each one of those games, and even has a quick calendar that you can look at as well. You can take the whole thing, fold it in half, and now I've got a big long calendar that I can just look at everything and know exactly what nights are there. You can buy tickets online already at the radio shopping side. Go to WRMN1410.com to get those tickets. Or I believe you can buy tickets at the door, but make sure that you let everybody know you heard about the Boomers on WRMN. We've got a lot to cover today. One of the things I do want to cover is some of the severe weather that ripped through the country. News Nation has a little bit of coverage on that for us. Here we go.
There's a lot of cleanup happening all across Michigan, but specifically where I'm standing here in Portage, we know at least 2 tornadoes touched down here. Still waiting from the National Weather Service to find out the category, how strong those storms were. But we could take it from people who actually survived it and hear from their experience to learn more about what that was truly like. Joining me now is Brenda Wyatt. This is your home. Obviously, behind me, we can see the extent of the damage. Before we talk about the damage, let's just talk about what it was like for you. You were here inside the house. We know the tornado came right over it. What was that like?
It was the most scariest thing I've ever experienced. The impact, it made the toilet explode. I heard the roof coming off in the front, and my ears and jaw started popping. It was the most crazy thing I've ever experienced. And I've been through hurricanes, and I've had a very rough life. And let me tell you, this was the worst thing I've experienced, and scary.
Yeah, I'm sure you were looking out the windows and seeing it for yourself firsthand. What was the visuals like for you? Can you describe what you were seeing in that time?
Well, my boyfriend had seen a tree come down in the front, and then my friend was standing at the back door, and a big tree just came right through the door and took it out. And that's when we all just ran. I grabbed everybody and we ran, and I heard the roof coming off. I couldn't think. I didn't even know what to do besides I'm listening to my mother next time, because I needed to take cover way before that in our basement that we have. And I didn't. I wasn't taking it serious.
So your mom gave you warnings. What about other warnings? What were you paying attention to? Were you watching the local news? Were you getting alerts on your cell phone? Tell me about how you prepared for the storm, if there was any.
We were getting ready to go do a quote on a house, and my mom told us not to leave because of the tornado, and like I said, didn't take it serious. And so my boyfriend said, well, let's go redo your mom's roof because we're doing that for Mother's Day. And we were getting ready to leave, and all of our phones started going off. And I was like, well, let's just wait a few minutes till this bypasses. And all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. Like, it was incredible. My friend came running, and the noise that storm made was something I've never heard in my life. The impact was just something you don't ever experience unless you're in the middle.
Yeah, speaking to people all morning long from this area near Kalamazoo, they say they've never seen a storm like this, that tornadoes don't normally come around these parts. Do you agree with that? And tell me about the magnitude, just given the location and the rarity of it all.
Yeah, I'm 45 years old, and I've never experienced a tornado. I know they had a blizzard the year I was born, but we've never experienced anything in my lifetime like this at all. We have tornadoes, it's tornado season. I guess this is the best month for it. I've never seen any damage like this. Not even Category 4 hurricane that I lived through was not this bad. So this is incredible.
Walk us through some of the damage we're seeing. Obviously, there are some massive trees that are out here in your front yard. Your driveway is completely covered, and you can't get through that. There's roofing damage. What else is actually happening? What are you going to need to be repairing from this moment on?
Well, our whole backyard is covered, and all of our stuff is ruined back there. The garage in the back is completely cut in half. There's a tree laying right in the middle of it, and we just got a lot of damage in the house from water. Water was just pouring into the house. The ceiling just dropped all in the house, and when that dropped, water was just pouring like crazy. So we've got a lot of work to do for the next few days, so we're not going to be working outside of this house, just getting it cleaned up.
Well, thank you very much, Brenda. It's going to take more than just days, weeks, maybe even months for this entire area of Michigan to actually fully recover.
Thankfully, Brenda and her family were not injured during the storm. Crazy stuff that's happening out there. And to jump more into it, I've got my favorite executive producer, Ben Demonium Boquest. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Hey, absolutely. Yeah, crazy stuff. So Kalamazoo, California. That's where a tornado was, huh?
Yeah, well, Kalamazoo, I believe, Michigan.
Oh, I thought they said California. I thought they said Kalamazoo, California. I didn't even know that was a thing, first of all. And a tornado. Okay, so that makes more sense.
No, AP reports 3 tornadoes. USA just reported 4 tornadoes, but AP reports 3 tornadoes have been confirmed in Michigan as severe storms barreled through the central U.S. early Wednesday, killing 1 man in Tennessee when a tree toppled onto a vehicle he was in. The storm that rumbled across northeastern Tennessee brought high winds that knocked down power lines and trees. Claiborne County Sheriff Bob Brooks said a 22-year-old man was in a car struck by one of the trees. National Weather Service meteorologist Nathan Jeruzel said that the tornadoes in Michigan touched down 1 each in Kalamazoo, Cass, and Branch counties, all in the southwestern part of the state. Here in the Fox River Valley, we had a tornado watch, and we still had clear skies. I don't think it rained a single drop after we got that over here in Elgin.
Yeah, no, very light rain, not too much even thunder or anything yesterday here in Evanston. But yeah, the storm on the radar looked pretty intense, so I could see that causing some damage. And three touchdowns. It
wasn't big. It was concentrated, though. That was I think what really surprised me was they did put out this watch that was there for a giant county, but there wasn't like an area that was like, hey, this is where it is. Make sure you're.
Well, that's always the tough thing, is where it's going to touch down.
Well, even then, I think county-wide, depends on the size of the county, but I think county-wide alerts are a little too cumbersome when you think about how large Kane County is.
Well, but you think of the nature of tornadoes, and that's why they have to do it, because out of all that space, you have literally no idea where it's going to touch down. It depends on wind interacting with wind and pressure and all that stuff. So that's why they have to make those areas so large, because it could be in the northwest corner or the southeast corner, and they just don't know which, where it's going to actually impact. And it's safe to say that I guess a lot of those areas will have the same type of weather as far as thunder and lightning and stuff like that. But I've never personally even been in a tornado. I've been what do they call those? Those supercells.
Yeah,
where it's like the closest to a tornado without actually touching down, I think. And those are almost as destructive, because it's like just the most intense thunderstorm over a large area. So
yeah, the wind definitely affects the damage, but most of the time it's the things that are in the wind,
right,
that get you. I mean, the wind's not going to be hard enough to really hurt you, break your arm, impale you, etc. It's just wind. You may get your breath taken away, etc., etc. But that 2x4 that's flying in the wind, that's the thing that you got to be dodging. So, that's the biggest issue with it.
The cow flying through the tornado.
Yeah, exactly. Kalamazoo County's Portage area was hit hard as FedEx facility was ripped apart, and more than a dozen, a tornado's favorite meal, a dozen mobile homes were destroyed. Tornadoes were first reported after dark Tuesday in parts of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio, while portions of Illinois, Kentucky, and Missouri were also under a tornado watch, according to the National Weather Service. The storms came a day after a deadly twister ripped through an Oklahoma town. Samantha Smith clutched a box Wednesday afternoon as she stepped from her mother's partially wrecked home in Michigan's Pavilion Township, about 137 miles west of Detroit. Inside the box were her grandmother's ashes, being able to be recovered. The most cherished of items offered Smith a rare moment of relief amid the storm's devastation. Finding this box is the best thing that happened to me these past 24 hours, she said. The main thing we were all worried about was my grandma's ashes. So there are a lot of things that you take into inventory when your entire house is being destroyed and you're fleeing. It's hard to think about some of those things, but I hope insurance prevails. I hope that we can get the help that we need, or these people need, to get them this help. So our hearts go out to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing's worse than because it's like I don't know, anybody who's dealt with flooding, like, and flood insurance is so impossible to get, and yeah, I just hope that everything is covered, and at least these people can have some place to stay for a while in the meantime. And yeah, I have blind faith that there are initiatives being set up and stuff, but maybe we could look up some of that and plug a GoFundMe or something like that we could find.
Absolutely. We can find something out there. We can all find it in our hearts to take care of our neighbors, even if our neighbors are just other Midwesterners. You're listening to Out to Lunch right here on WRMN. I'm Dennis. That's Ben. We'll be right back after these important messages.
America's First Responders Fest, Saturday, September 7th at Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois. Join us Saturday, September 7th for America's First Responders Fest. The South Elgin event will pay tribute to veterans and all first responders. This year's event includes Rapid Response 5K and Fun Run starting at 10 a.m. The festival hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll have first responder stage tributes. There will be a classic car show from JP Car Shows. Live bands featuring Deacon Frost, Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, Jimmy Nick, and the Junkyard Groove. We'll broadcast live right here on WRMN 1410 and at WRMN Radio on YouTube. There will be food and beverage trucks, kids' activities, and market-style vendor booths. For more information and updates leading up to the event, please visit afrfest.org. Again, that's Saturday, September 7th. For more information, visit afrfest.org. That's America's First Responders Fest, Saturday, September 7th at Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois. This summer, get outside and enjoy a quick round of golf at the Twin Lakes Golf Course in Palatine. Twin Lakes features an executive 9-hole golf course with a driving range, cafe, and pro shop. Just starting the game, lessons are available. Take a couple of hours for yourself and stop at the Twin Lakes Rec Area off Northwest Highway and hit the links. For a tee time, call 847-934-6050. We are Lions International, the world's largest service organization. We are volunteers committed to strengthening our communities and supporting those in need, one act of kindness at a time. For more than a century, Lions have been serving a world in need, right here in our community and around the world. Lions International makes the impossible possible. This is your invitation to join us, because the only thing missing from our mission to make a difference is you. Visit lionsclub.org to find a local Lions Club near you.
If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Celebrating 70 years of serving the Fox River Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM is proud to inform and entertain you every day with great local shows that keep you connected with the people in your community, like the Radio Shopping Show, where listeners are encouraged to let us know about their experiences with our business partners.
We did the Japanese garden, and they had a free show at the time that we went. We went over to Denny's restaurant where we did the breakfast, and then we head off to Wisconsin Dells. We did the Pirates Cove, the Knucklehead. It was just a fun 3-day trip. So thanks to you guys.
The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show. You are listening to WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. You're listening to WRMN. Many, many ways. How do we love you? Let us count the ways. Lots of different ways that you could listen to WRMN. WRMN is more than just a radio station. We're a multi-format platform. That's right, you heard it correctly. Multi-format platform that WRMN is. We're not only on the AM dial. That's it. We've been on the AM dial 75 years. That's old hat. We already know how to be on the AM dial. The other places you need to learn about are the other places that you can take WRMN out to lunch with you. In fact, you have got us in your pocket right now. You just tell your smartphone that you'd like to listen to WRMN, and it will pull up either the app that you downloaded, the specific WRMN app that's there, or maybe it'll go right to that TuneIn app that you've already got downloaded, and you'll be able to listen to it there. Don't forget, you can always go to WRMN1410.com and listen to the show there. Right from WRMN1410.com, you can do the radio shopping side of WRMN. Leah and Matt head up that department. They do a fantastic job about it. Lots of giveaways, lots of fun, lots of deals that are there, but you can also listen to the station that's there. You can also, right from that click, right from there, both on the app and the website, you can go ahead and go directly to YouTube and find our YouTube channel right there, WRMN Radio, or at WRMN Radio, rather, and follow right there. All kinds of different ways to listen. You would never thought that radio would be on the television, right? They call that they call that television, right? Nope. It's radio. We still do radio. We still focus on talk. We still focus on community. We still are the lackadaisical side of the news. I mean, we could be a bit more buttoned up, but we want to make sure that we've got a place that you feel comfortable to call in and express your opinions and your messaging that's out there. We can't be the voice of the Valley without your voices that are the voice of the Valley. One of the voices I have already on the Studio 14 line, 847-931-1410. Yep. That is Ben Demonium Boquest. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Howdy do. What is up, everybody? Yeah, man, absolutely, 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. We need the voices of the Valley to be the voice of the Valley. That's how we do it.
That's it. You got to be it. We're working on.
We hear what's going on the streets, and then we project that on our radio station, and then it becomes simpatico like that.
Exactly. It jumps up. It's amplified. That's what I think that's what one of the words for Word Wednesday that we're doing here. I think amplify is a great way to explain it. We've got, like we talked about yesterday, there's a lot of these different microcultures that are out there, a lot of these different communities, that this Venn diagram of community support network, amoebus, nebulous type of floating through space type of thing. And if we can get an amplifier, if we can get a bullhorn, if we can get one of those, what are those, the cheer amplifiers, the big cones, that come out. If we can be Bart Simpson that has all of those bullhorns all lined up together for you,
a vuvuzela,
then let's see what we can do to help you out. So what kind of messaging, what kind of news, what kind of things are going around your headspace today, Benjamin?
Oh, man, there's so much just going on. I think forefront is just the stuff in the Middle East that's going on, and Biden's reaction to stop sending weapons at this point. There's further note. I saw an article about that. I don't know if I so much trust that 100%, but that's the story so far. As long as last I heard that they're kind of shutting down, looking at the ICJ stuff, the International Court stuff, and basically because of what I see is that they're finally acknowledging that they might be culpable for some of this stuff. So
yeah, well, at this point, at this point, you have to. So look at what they're doing for Russia. Let's put it into perspective as well. They're going after Russia, and then anybody who attempts to help Russia is also being sanctioned, right? They're also being what do they call it? It starts with a B, possibly. Barricaded, blockaded. Either way, what they're doing is they're being sanctioned. They can't do anything outside of it. What the U.S. is now worried about is that the U.S. will also be grouped into anything that Israel is doing right now. If I sell you baseball bats and you go around hitting people in the knees, and I willingly know that you go around hitting people in the knees, then I'm probably going to end up being an accomplice, or at least. A little
tip, just so you know, always carry a baseball or baseballs, or a softball or some kind of ball that you would use with the bat when you got a bat.
Yeah. Don't just walk around with a bat. Yeah, it's a little
tip for you.
It's a weapon if it's just a bat. A bat and a ball is a game. So.
By all means.
But that's my thing. So let's say I'm doing it this way. Let's say I am selling you bats and balls. You're telling me that, oh, no, I'm using it for defense. I'm using it for what have you. I'm using it whatever. And it turns out you're leaving the ball at home and you're walking to the streets. Well, eventually I am going to be held culpable of something, whether morally, legally, etc. So I think this is the steps towards it. Of course, every single time that we bring it up, we have to acknowledge the terrible things that happened in October. We have to acknowledge the terrible things that have been happening for decades or half centuries or however far back you want to go. It's all been terrible. War is bad. Groups of people don't like each other. But you do not have to be another group of people that does not like the other person. That's where the cycle has to stop. So, by all means, this is where we're going. Ceasefire is the way to go. Ceasefire is the way to bring everybody to the table. And ceasefire is the way for us to stop talking about possibly a next October or a next, you know what I mean? We always talk about these. We don't want a next massacre. We don't want a next Rafah. We don't want a next. So it's where do you draw the line for everything? So that's at least our soapbox, or at least where I come from with it. Ben, for the most part, agrees with me, not because I pay him. But there's a lot of other things that are happening in the world, man. You know the Indy 500, right? It's a race. We just had maybe a derby or two, right? Just happened.
A big underdog one.
So we've also got this race. 4 top officials on Team Penske are out ahead of the Indy 500. This includes the team's president. The crew was suspended for cheating.
That first suspension is going to be this weekend with the Grand Prix. That race is on the course in Indy. Then, of course, we just mentioned it, the Indy 500. And when you talk about the name Roger Penske, the Hall of Fame owner of Team Penske Racing, winningest Indy 500 owner, He's the one that actually made this ultimate decision, saying this is an unfortunate situation. And when you're the leader, you know what? You just have to take action. The team president of Penske himself here in a statement to News Nation. Here's what he said, taking some ownership after the suspension and now apologizing. Our number one job is to protect and enhance the reputation of our brand and that of those that support us. In that regard, as the overall leader, I failed and must raise my hand and be accountable with the others. This is a team, and in my position, it's the right thing to do. So officials found 3 Penske cars with the ability to use a software system that gives a horsepower boost on starts and restarts, which is against the rules. Cindric, who's in charge of Team Penske operations and strategy.
They will not be allowed at the next 2 races, Ben.
Oh, geez, bad timing, too.
Yeah, real bad timing, considering that's what they were trying to shave was time.
Hey, good point. That's why you don't do cheating, though, because then you don't get to even compete.
Yeah, don't do criming if you don't want to do the timing, right?
By all means, if you love timing.
But that's really what they put together, right? Is they said, well, we're going to start and stop faster is really it. That was it. You can imagine these microseconds that everybody is trying to squeeze out of everything.
Right, yeah.
And my goodness, would you go as far as cheating all the way to shave off a couple microseconds in a race? Is that it, Ben? Is that the level of cheating that we're at right now?
Yeah, that really is. When you're talking about sports, that's the levels that you're talking about. These guys, they know, what is illegal and what they can do all the way up to that line, and they're going to push it. So it's crazy. Yeah, you just think of performance enhancing drugs and how they used to be so. Everybody used it, but and then it was kind of a weird period there where it was just illegal, and the whole Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire thing, which everybody's got their opinions about them, but it's like those were the best times in baseball. So,
yeah. Well, they're pushing it to the limits. They're walking along the razor's edge.
Yeah, it's they are. They got one hand in their pocket, the other one giving the peace sign.
That's it. We'll be right back for Out to Lunch. That's Ben. I'm Dennis. More to come. I want to talk about Stormy Daniels a little bit, but not in the direction that you think that this purple type of guy is going to take it. We'll be right back with Out to Lunch. Give us a call, 847-931-1410. Hey, Catherine, we see you out there. Thanks for watching on the YouTube. Back after these.
Over time, you want to work less of it, so you need your crop protection to work more of it. When you add Tapran or Last Chance Pro adjuvants from CHS, they will. Designed for maximum efficacy, Last Chance Pro improves the uptake and translocation of herbicides, while Tapran helps activate herbicides for better performance against tough-to-control weeds. Ask your local CHS retailer how Tapran and Last Chance Pro adjuvants can put your crop protection to work.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
Renata's Old Salem Cafe is now Renata's German restaurant, with old family recipes for delicious Bavarian dinners. Renata's is also known for breakfast and lunch. Renata's German restaurant has fresh baked German pastries. For a hearty breakfast, try Renata's for pancakes, skillets, and more. They've also set the standard for catering excellence. Try Renata's German restaurant off Irving Park, west of Wise Road in Hanover Park. Visit renatasgermanrestaurant.com.
Imagine planting, tending, and raising your crops all season long, only to discover a micronutrient deficiency is robbing your yield potential. Once you spot signs of nutrient deficiencies, it can be difficult to bounce back. Get ahead of manganese, boron, and copper deficiencies with Moxon from CHS. Designed with a patented Levosol chelate, Moxon increases nutrient availability and provides your crops with the nutrition they need. Ask your local CHS retailer about the power of Moxon.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions of just about everything. Last year, billions of dollars worth of counterfeit products were sold in the U.S. Sure, it may seem like saving a few bucks on the things you want isn't a big deal, but counterfeits are usually made in unsafe conditions, potentially using hazardous and even lethal ingredients that could harm you and others. And the money you've paid, it goes right into the hands of criminals and may support child labor, drugs, and even gangs. Smells like big crime to me. So if you still think buying fake products is harmless, think again. And remember, if you don't know where the products came from, how could you know where the money goes? You're smart, buy smart. Go for real. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org. This message is brought to you by the United States Patent and Trademark Office and the National Crime Prevention Council.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. You're listening to WRMN 1410. That's our dial location, but our website location is pretty much the same thing. WRMN 1410. You just put a .com instead of an AM behind it, right? That's the way to go. That's the way to find us. That's the way to show off our new website. Haven't been to the WRMN1410.com website in a while? Well, check it out. There's lots of cool things that are there. You can go right to the radio shopping page. Check it out from there. You can also click on the YouTube side of it. Ben has been cutting up interviews and making sure that every single time that we've got somebody cool, other than, me, actually somebody in the office coming in and being cool, we will cut up a segment, make sure that it gets out there into the world. Speaking of some cool people, there's some cool cats on the YouTube side of it. Catherine comes in and gives us some information and says, stopped by the South Elgin Goodwill, jam-packed traffic at noon. Too crazy. Yeah, I understand that. I absolutely understand that because there's a lot of construction that's going on. And this Elgin area has a surprising amount of traffic. We got somebody on the line right now. Hello. Oh, we just lost them. Oh, they were here, Ben. I was just about ready to push the button. They were just here. Well, caller, go ahead and come back. Well, Catherine continues. Well, in all fairness, there is a nice jewel and farm and fleet nearby, as she says. So she's out on the town shopping, making sure to get all of the sun soaked up as much as you can. Not a cloud in the sky. If you did see one or two, you wouldn't be able to get past 2 or 3 fingers if you were counting them. Right here with me today is Ben Demonium Boquest. And Ben, I don't know if you've been following the Stormy Daniels and Hush Money case very well. I haven't been too much. I'm keeping along with the broad strokes, but it's getting dirty. It's getting dirty pool, man.
Yeah, no, I've unfortunately not having seeked it out. I came across a couple stories and details from the what would it be testimony yesterday,
and by all means, we needed to hear from Miss Daniels herself. We needed to hear it. But, I mean, to go into all of the embarrassing questions and everything else, I think it was just a little too much. I think this is a back and forth of mudslinging that it's if you can go in public and destroy a gag order, then I can go on the stand and say embarrassing things about you. It's back to the Air Bud rules, man. Everybody's trying to find what they can get away with before anybody.
Yeah. Well, also, I heard this analogy yesterday of the Bill Clinton era and the Monica Lewinsky impeachment trial and everything. And we're at that point where it's always like, well, you did this to me, so I'm going to retaliate and do this to you. And each party does kind of the same thing back to each other. And they say, well, you can't get mad at me because you did it here and there. So I feel like this is almost turning into something like that, or that's what the framing of it will be.
And that's if you take it from the affair perspective. So here's the thing: the affair, or whatever it was, or whatever two or more consenting adults do in a room, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. If you even want to pay one or two of those consenting adults, again, back to consenting adulthood. Now, if you want to then turn around and start writing off the money that you're paying to people that you sleep with on your taxes or any other filings as anything other than that. I mean, isn't that what everybody's getting mad about with Hunter?
That's where the illegality is.
Exactly.
In the case. So that's why all the details are distracting from it in a unhealthy way, I would say.
And that's my point with bringing Stormy Daniels for this long. I mean, you're going to spend a whole day with her on the stand as it goes. Let's play just a little bit. Jurors in Donald Trump's trial heard from the woman at the heart of the hush money case. This is from News Nation.
Her testimony is only relevant for one concrete issue, and it's this. She had an affair with Donald Trump, and the details were so bad he didn't want it to come out. And this is the most important point. He didn't want it to come out for the election.
And that's the point that they're trying to make with Miss Daniels. Is before the election, Miss Daniels was talking about how they also met back up, I think, in 2007, as it goes from there. They were still casually talking about the encounter. But it wasn't until the election came up and the Hollywood, the Access Hollywood tape, when all of this started to happen. And again, it's back to, if I want to give Ben money to shut his mouth about how bad of a disc golfer I am, that's me and Ben's prerogative. But if I then want to go back and say, no, those were campaign funds that I paid Ben off to not talk about my stuff, that's a whole nother side. We got another report out in the world. Ooh, a lunchtime report with Catherine. Chick-fil-A and Portillo's nearby. Also, yes, a gorgeous 80 degrees day. McDonald's, Beef Villa, and so cool. On the way back, Ray's Restaurant, Blue Box Cafe. Man, she is getting all of her shopping done today. That is amazing that's out there. But to take it back to this trial, Ben, the issue I think that I have with Stormy being on is not the fact that she is verifying these things. It's the fact that she's verifying things that, like, she put in her book to sell the book. Like, she's talking about things that aren't relative to the case. And I see where the defense is going. I see how this is trying to sway the jury one way or another. But if we're looking at cold, hard facts, let's just look at the cold, hard facts and stop messing around as it goes. Of course, we've got Cleveland Dennis chopping in. Hey, Cleveland Dennis, how you doing, sir?
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Lima Charlie.
Hey, yeah, I got you in the background, but earlier you guys were talking about the Israeli-Hamas war.
Yeah, we touched on that a little bit.
Right. I just want to make a comment. I just want to tell my experience with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I learned the business I'm in really from a Palestinian guy who was out of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
He went to school in Kuwait, and he was working for British Airways in the UK. His one partner was my brother-in-law in Cleveland for a freight forwarder. And they had another partner over in Indiana here. Think of the name of the city. It's at the border. But they taught me the business. But the Palestinian guy had his brother come into Cleveland. And we had a penthouse where we put him up. And the first night we had dinner, it's my wife and him, and he explained the Palestinians would never, ever, ever give up. So my comment is, okay, we could get peace now, but in another half a generation, you're going to have the same problem.
Well, is that so? What you're saying is that this person was saying that they would never give up Gaza in the West Bank?
He spoke on behalf of the Palestinian people. They were displaced Palestinians. I worked with him for a couple of years, and his son. Again.
Well, it sounds like a person who would really appreciate a two-state solution, of not getting rid of anybody.
I didn't have the sophistication at the time to even understand quite what it was all about. I had a view of it from 1967 when I worked at the post office, and I found out the guys I worked with came in one day after the 67 war and explained how Israel bombed the HE double hockey sticks out of the enemy. And I didn't know what they're talking about, so I started reading up on it and I educated myself forward. But then, let's say, 67, 70, about 1977, say 1980, 82, Mahmoud came to work with us in Cleveland, and he explained the position.
Yeah.
And we had a nice dinner, but I didn't know I was going to get a political lecturing of sorts.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a sign of the times. Even nowadays, I could imagine, because that's what we were talking about even just a few days ago. That this still feels like the '60s. What is going on? What happened?
I don't know who pays for all this aggravation or all this stirring upness or whatever the event.
Oh, I don't know.
I say this. Since 1948, that's even before the beginning of my lifetime, they've been going back and forth on this, and we've been paying taxes and paying into it. And I say it's got to stop, period. Ceasefire, war, animosity, bad feeling. That's all I got.
Because we can't get to the table if we're still fighting each other at the bar.
Well, yeah, there you go. I don't know what the answers are, but there's my opinion.
Well, thanks for your opinion, and thanks for being part of the show, Dennis. We really appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Bye.
We'll talk to you later. That was Cleveland Dennis right there. Ben, he's got some good points, but at the same token, the same message that you and I have been pushing out into the world, ceasefire, ceasefire, ceasefire. Everybody needs to stop punching each other before we can figure out how to solve the problems.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's just figure this out. It's a stain on the collective conscience of humanity right now. It's just not a positive having positive results community wise. I feel like
it's there, and I think that's where it starts. Is you have to love your neighbor first, right? Love your neighbor as yourself. Well, if you love your neighbor and that neighbor loves their neighbor and so on and so forth, by the transitive property of love and neighboring, We're all the same neighbors. We're all trying to love each other. At the end of the day, everybody is just trying to make sure that them and the people that they love have something warm to eat and a place to sleep at night. And if we all come from that aspect of our wants and our desires and our collective mind, like you said, the Zeitgeist of the world, I think we can all look that direction and form a global community and Shangri-La, et cetera, happy times. Oh, but Ben, I'm such a pessimist. I think we'll ever get it. We just got to point to this. Perfection isn't the end goal. Perfection is the direction, right?
There you go.
That's what it is. We're not trying to get to perfection, just like we can't get to north. I guess with the North Pole. Let's try. We can't get to the east. Let's try it that way. I can't finally hit the East Pole. So
constant improvement.
That's it. The Buddha asked us to just be better than yesterday. And tomorrow we've got another Out to Lunch. Go ahead and listen to it. Starts at noon. Marky B. Marky B also starts in the morning. Benjamin, where can we find you real quick?
Oh, find me on LinkedIn at Ben Boquist. I'm on Instagram at Benjamonium, Facebook Bendemonium, and Twitter Bendemonium.
That's it. Thanks for listening.
Power up a notch with Out to Lunch from 12 to 2 p.m. right here on WRMN 1410 AM. Unwind with the perfect blend of soothing sounds and lighthearted conversations that'll make every bite taste better. Whether you're in office or out on the town, let us serve up the best in radio company. Stream on the go with our app on Google and Apple. Because lunchtime is your time. Out to Lunch every day from 12 to 2 on WRMN 1410 AM, the talk of the town.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you. The faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant